Echo. Y'all make sure to go check out Echo. You feel me? If you ever want to know how to not make a movie, this is the one for you. Welcome back to the MCU, people.
Maya start to show off going home after she murked Kingpin. You know, what people do after they murk people. They run back home or they run to a new town. So when she got there, she ran into a family. They had family drama. Eventually, she start going through some stuff where she start getting powers, and she don't know where she getting the powers from. So as the story goes along, Maya finds out that her ancestors has been giving her these powers. The powers were echoed from her ancestors to her.
It's like they try to sell you on some investigating thriller. Honestly, it's really just us trying to figure out if she wants to be Queen Pen, or if she wants to be a sister again, or if she wants to be an alien. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the Queen Pen.
All right, the storyline was pretty much straightforward. She wanted to be a Queen Pen, then she changed her mind when she found out she had powers. I know a lot of people will be upset that she didn't kill Kingpin. No one would have liked if Maya killed Kingpin. Everybody would have been complaining.
Kingpin honestly acted his ass off the entire show, really just to not accomplish anything. Came back alive, don't know what happened, and then next you know what, she doesn't want to kill him no more. That was the best storyline never.
The storyline did change around episode 3 and 4, I gotta admit. And Kingpin didn't die because it wasn't his time to. Listen, this wasn't Maya life to take. Kingpin is still tied to the Daredevil show. Let's see what happens on that show.
They literally made a whole show where nobody accomplished anything. Well, except for her grandmother's side piece. He finished the leg. But other than that, no one accomplished anything. There was an intro, a rising action, barely a climax, and then the resolution left us really unsatisfied. A little bit more than my wife on Valentine's Day.
All right, look, Maya dealt with a lot of family drama. Everybody watching this got some type of family drama. It just so happened that her family drama included magical powers, her uncle being some type of underboss in Oklahoma. We all go through that type of stuff. Man, that happens to everybody. She even had a little cousin Biscuit that she dragged into everything. She met up with her uncle and she tried to go back to that life of crime, take over as Queen Pen, and she involved her family in it, and she brought the trouble back to Oklahoma.
I truly didn't care about this character before they actually announced it, and then when they announced it, they made the trailer where Daredevil was in it, and I'm like, that's the one I'm gonna go see. So I only tuned in to see Daredevil, and he was only in there for like 98 seconds tops, total. Amazing fight scene, little less Echo, little more Daredevil, be perfect.
She also learned not how to be so hateful and how to heal people instead of killing. So let's address the elephant in the room, her getting her powers. Where did they come from? Why did she get them now? Why didn't she have them in Hawkeye? Where did these powers come from?
Hey yo, was Biscuit the dog or the cousin?
I think what it is we're so used to people getting their powers from infinity stones and magical devices and gamma rays, and they're born with them with hammers and lords and kings and all that, and white privilege, that we forget that you can get powers from other things. Her powers just got passed down from her ancestors from the past.
Honestly, her acting was really good. You know, it's not a lot you could do when you don't have to actually say anything, but it was extremely good. And I'll say that they wasted it on a failure of a project. I still don't understand how you can go backwards on Kingpin. He went from this murderous boss to a neutered puppy, just begging and begging for his food, and then nothing happens. He didn't accomplish it. She didn't accomplish anything. These characters were just a waste of space and waste of writing.
Y'all, this is the MCU version of Echo, not the comic. You don't have to read all the other comics and watch all the other movies to understand this show. It was actually blood in this show, and it was used to come across more gruesome without it going too far.
For a superhero comic TV show, thriller, they had 3 underwhelming fight scenes where nobody won.
Yeah, there was only 3 fight scenes. You know, the one with Daredevil, the bowling alley, and the one at the end. But there was other action scenes. You had the train heist, you had the warehouse explosion, the lacrosse game.
What?
And a little cowboy shootout. I know it wasn't that much action, but we don't need action in every single episode and every single scene. It is a drama show.
This honestly felt more like a drama than it did a thriller. We learned more about her culture than we did her powers. Honestly, I felt like she's really like a female Iron Fist with the same writers.
Everybody on here like, oh, in the comic book, her powers are like Taskmaster. She can mimic people.
Yo, hey, wasn't Taskmaster a girl? Word.
But it's not the comic book. We already mentioned that. All right, she had to use the American Sign Language because she's deaf. Half the supervillains and superheroes wear masks, and she can't read everybody's lips. She doesn't need to mimic every single person as a main power. That's lame. No one even liked Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie. Everybody complained about her. Decided they had to give her a different power. It's the power from her ancestors. Get over it.
To be honest, I don't care what power she had or doesn't have or gets. She's a trained assassin. I just want her to do something assassin-y.
Get over it.
And all she did was fail to pull the trigger every single time. And I don't know where they were trying to go with it. Was it her being an assassin, finding the heart? Or was it her now wanting to be an assassin? I don't care what her power is. I don't care if she was going to have Iron Fist. I don't care if she had Taskmaster stuff. I don't care if she could shoot lasers out of her eye and fly. I just wanted her as an assassin and a crime fighter. That's what I wanted to see. And now all they did was give us some powers that we don't understand just so they can make it more convenient into the future of the MCU. This TV series is supposed to be TVMA, but it felt like a low-key TV PG movie. Forget.
When'd you ever see a PG movie with blood? When'd you ever see a PG movie where a 300-pound man is beating the crap out of an ice cream man in front of a dumpster in New York? Look, Marvel is a woke company. If you don't like it, just deal with it. She covered women, disabled, and indigenous people.
Hey, was Biscuit the dog or the cousin?
All right, listen here. It's gonna be those guys who read the comic books and say, oh, she don't have these powers with these powers. It's also gonna be these guys who don't like women-led movies. They didn't like the Black Widow movie. They didn't like WandaVision. They don't like Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel or any of the Marvels because they too manly and they don't think that women can be badasses.
They made the whole trailer just to lie to us, and it worked.
Deaf, able, a Native American woman, and she was kicking ass. So if you don't like it, I don't know what you like.
Honestly, it's okay if they don't have a costume for her. In Daredevil, we seen him smacking up people with just a black mask for the longest time. Not just all the costumes were bad the entire show, but her final costume was the worst one of them. And that's no shade to the culture, but we only cared about her being an assassin, and then instead, she looked like a Mortal Kombat character. What?
I don't think a lot of men gonna like this show for a couple reasons. The girl power scene at the end with her ancestors, the fact that she didn't stick to her powers and her storylines for the comics, and the cultural historical part. There's a lot of people just don't get down with that type of stuff in movies or shows.
Well, they went on that girl power thing they do again, instead of actually caring about what the fan base likes, you know, the fan base that likes, you know, superhero comics, action. Instead, they just gave us girl power. MCU.
So overall, I give it a 7. It was a powerful performance by the main actress. It was a self-contained show. It was mostly stuck to the street level fighting and not worried about all that cosmic stuff like the other movies. It wasn't offensive to the Native Americans or deaf people or people with prosthetic legs. It was only 5 episodes, so it didn't take too long. And I rate it better than Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, and Loki Season 1.
I would have to get my total rating a 3. I honestly want to go lower, but because of She-Hulk, I have to give it a 3. Kingpin, once one of my favorite villains, completely irrelevant, just like this entire show. I would like to say that it's not really about the girl power theme and the MCU at a total. This whole entire story was just bad writing. I know more about her culture, and I'm still trying to figure out her power.
Get over it.
Not also did they not finish telling us about her power, or where her ancestors come from, or how Kingpin survived a gunshot to the head, point blank. It was just a complete show where they just didn't accomplish anything the entire show, and I completely think it's a waste of anybody's time to ever go and watch this series. And I hope this doesn't become one of those, you just hating on it because it's a woman thing. I did not care about Echo And they don't neither, because they didn't call her Echo one time in the entire show. It gets a 3, done.